here as well.
Damn Corey.
We're not going to say anything about that.
No, I'm just joking. No, he's really cool. He actually, he was actually looking forward to being here. We had dinner last week actually, and he was just telling me how much he wants to be here. But something came up, that's why he had to cancel, and he apologized. So, yeah.
We have to keep this one short too, and so only gonna Ki Hui Kwan only has about 15-20 minutes to give us right now. So I'm going to ask him a few questions. We might be able to field a few questions from the floor. But two iconic movie franchises. I mean, these are movies that, you know, we look at the Indiana Jones movies and the Goonies. These are movies that every generation brings back to their kids. And that's been going on for years. I mean, people, generations from now, will still be seeing.
Goonies never say die, right?
That's right.
It's incredible. I think as an actor, to be in a movie is very lucky, but to be in such iconic and classic movies such as like Indiana Jones and Goonies is something that you can never ask for. It just happens, and I feel very fortunate to be part of this. I remember I remember distinctively when my brother went and auditioned for Indiana Jones. There was an open casting call at my elementary school, and basically the casting director told all the teachers and says, you know, if you have any students that fit this description, can you bring them in and you know, we want to interview him. And normally I go home at the end of the day, I go home with my brother, but my brother's teacher, that would be perfect for it. That's why I went and auditioned with him. So as he was auditioning for the casting director, I was like off to the side giving him notes, giving him directions, like a director actually. And the casting director saw me and says, hey, he's like this precocious kid, he said, you want to give it a try? I didn't think much of it, never seen a movie, never seen a Steven Spielberg movie. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? So after that, sure enough, the next day, we got a call from Steven Spielberg's office. And he sent a driver, picked me up, and at that time, my mom didn't know what this was all about. So she thought it was like some important meeting, and she put me in this three-piece suit, no kidding, with a little gold chain hanging off to the side pocket with a vest and everything. So we showed up at Steven's office. He came out, gave me the biggest hug, the biggest smile, gave me a hug, and he says, Ki, I want you to come back the next day, but this time I want you to wear a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. Because he saw how uncomfortable I was, you know, in this like ridiculous three-piece suit. And I came back the next day, I walked in the room, and it was Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and Harrison Ford. We spent an afternoon together, and 3 weeks later, I was on a plane to Sri Lanka, and it was one of the greatest adventures of my life.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The biggest names in the film industry at the time, too, and still today.
Yeah.
Incredible. How did that go over with your brother?
Well, actually, no, we
still talk to you?
No, never spoke to me again. No, I'm just joking. We have a very good relationship. He never wanted to be an actor, which was, he never wanted to be an actor in the first place. So he was very happy for me. And I think he was glad that I got the part because he got to play with a lot of cool toys. I remember one day when on my 14th birthday, I invited George Lucas to my birthday party. And Steven Spielberg, just what do I know, right? It was a kids' party. And of course, they were too busy to be there, but George Lucas sent a U-Haul truck full of Star Wars toys. It was incredible. It's like this driver showed up and says, we got a key, we got a present for you from George Lucas. And it opened up and it was like all the toys you can imagine from Star Wars. And my brother got to play with all of them.
And he didn't have to do the work.
And he didn't have to do the work, exactly, yeah.
So tell me about the Goonies. How did that all come about?
Well, yes, thank you. Hey. I was doing an interview for Indiana Jones, promoting the movie, at Steven's office. And after the interview, I went to his office. office to say hi to Steven. He came out. Again, and Steven is a wonderful guy. Give me a big hug. He says, Key, I got your next movie. It's this little movie called The Goonies, and you're gonna play a character named Data, and he's kind of like James Bond with all these gadgets, but they never work, unless your life depends on it. And that was the pitch. And 6 months later, I was on the set with 6 other kids. And again, another great adventure. Yeah.
What was it like working with the likes of Corey Feldman, Josh Brolin, Joe Pantoliano, one of my favorite actors in that film as well?
It was it's kind of like, I come from a big family. My parents had 9 kids. So being on that set felt very familiar. It was like being at home because, there were 6 other kids, and we were constantly fighting, screaming, fighting for attention, screaming, yelling, just like with all your siblings, It was just fun. And back then, of course, these were all practical sets. Everything you see up on the screen, we built. So it was kind of like going to the theme park with, your friends every day, going down water slides, pirate ships, and, the piano organ. I mean, it was just an incredible set to be on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Later on, you attended film school yourself and got a degree from USC. Is that where it was from?
Yes.
So USC Film School. And I mean, I look at this and I think you shot movies with Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Why the heck would you have to go to film school? You learn from the best.
Yeah. But I wanted to. First of all, I wanted to get a college diploma, and I didn't know anything else. I didn't know economics or anything. So film school was like an obvious choice for me. And I always wanted to learn the craft of making a movie because as an actor, you just show up on the set, you learn your lines, and you do your thing, and that's it. You're not in charge of the pre-production, the post-production, a lot of the stuff that goes into making a movie. For years, I was only familiar with being in front of the camera. So I wanted to learn the craft, and that's why I went to film school. I applied to USC Film School, which I got, luckily got in. And it was just I wanted to learn more,
And since then, you've produced a few short films, and
and
you're also a stunt coordinator?
I was very lucky. After I graduated from film school, this was the year 1999, and I got a call from a Hong Kong action director named Koi Yuan. And he says, hey, I just heard you graduated. Would you want to come and work on a little movie with me? And I said, yeah, sure. I said, what is it? He says, come to Toronto. I'm in Toronto. So the production flew me there, and it was X-Men. So we spent 3 months in Toronto. We did the whole Mystique Wolverine fight sequence. Because of I studied martial arts for many years.
You began on the set of Indiana Jones.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, prior to Indiana Jones, I've never had proper training. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas hired a martial artist and gave me some basic training. And then, of course, I grew up watching Jackie Chan movies, Sammo Hung, all of the Hong Kong movies. So then after Indiana Jones, I went and got proper training. I went to and studied Taekwondo. I got a black belt,
In this room, everyone here knows you for The Goonies and Indiana Jones, but I think a lot of people were surprised to hear about your role on X-Men, if I'm not mistaken. And that's an important part of your filmography, of your biography.
Yeah, it is. It's just, I was very fortunate that this action director named Koi Yuan took me under his wings, taught me how to shoot action sequences, how to choreograph, because it's very different. Action in movies is very different than like street fighting, for example. There's a lot of craft. It's like a ballet. It's like a dance sequence that you have to do. So it's a lot of artwork and art that goes into making a fight sequence look good. So I worked in that. I worked with Jet Li as well too, and I also went in Hong Kong and do a few movies there. And for years I worked for an Asian filmmaker named Wong Kar-wai. I don't know if you know him. He did In the Mood for Love, The Grand Master. So yeah, it's just been a very good ride so far. Yeah.
You speak 4 languages.
3 actually.
3?
Yeah.
What are they?
English, Cantonese, and Mandarin. I'm Chinese. So yeah.
Now, tell me about your early days, growing up in Vietnam, and your family came to the United States on political asylum. Is that?
Yeah, that's true. I was born in Vietnam. My parents are Chinese. I'm Chinese, but we were born there, and then we actually escaped as refugees. We escaped Vietnam. We got on the boat. We escaped, and we landed in Hong Kong as refugees. And then from there on, we were in a refugee camp for 1 year before we got political asylum and came to the United States. So I was, I was just very lucky. And when I got to the States, my family, we didn't have a penny, and we didn't speak a word of English. And 4 years later, here I am in Sri Lanka, making one of the greatest movies of all time, which was Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Wow. There's a lot of stars here at this Comic-Con, and none of them look like they're in the kind of shape that you're in. I gotta say that right now. If you saw Key in the autograph row, he just looks so. Can you stand up just for a second? Just so, look at this guy. No, but it's so pretty. So is that the Taekwondo? Are you continuing to study Taekwondo, practice Taekwondo?
No, I haven't practiced for a while. I stopped practicing because I got asthma, so it's too intense for me now.
Do you live in LA?
Yeah, I live in LA.
Well, that's not good
and
for
then,
the asthma.
You got the smog there, yeah.
I'm sure, maybe we do have some time to take a couple of
let's take a
questions.
couple
If someone wants to, there's a microphone up here. I don't know if we, but let's try it without the microphone.
I wanted to ask, what was your favorite TV show for Indiana Jones?
Favorite scene? Well, I have to say the mine cart.
It's got
It was just it was so fun. It was like a roller coaster, It was, we built this, track around the stage, and there was a camera right next to it, so it would follow, like on a dolly, it would follow us. It was just, a fun set to be on. Nothing beats being on a set with, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and Harrison Ford, so, yeah.
How many times did you have to practice the ending of that where Harrison Ford grabs you guys and throws you down?
Oh, which one?
In the mine car scene when you're coming to the break in the track, and he grabs you.
We've done that quite a few times.
Yeah. As a 12-year-old, that must have been just a blast.
It was. And and that's why being on the set of Indiana Jones is so different than on Goonies, because on Indiana Jones, I was the only child on the set. So I got all the attention. Versus on Goonies, I was one of 7 kids, so I was constantly fighting for attention. It was a very different set.
Favorite scene on the Goonies?
Water slide. And the pirate ship, it was I felt like going to the theme park every day.
Okay, question from this gentleman?
When you finished doing the Goonies, did you ever think of trying to think of excuses for a sequel or something like that, hang out with the rest of them again, or even just
There was talk at one point of Goonies 2, wasn't there?
Well, we've been trying to do a Goonies 2 for years. Warner Brothers, who owned the rights to it, they actually spent millions of dollars. We've hired so many writers. We've actually had countless of scripts. Sean and Corey even got together and pitched Dick Donner a story for the Goonies 2. And so we've been trying, and then the original writer, Chris Columbus, at one time really took charge in trying to develop it. But so far we just haven't, we don't have a script that Steven Spielberg likes a lot, and Dick Donner. We're still trying, but I think as time goes on, it just feels, less and less likely that there's going to be one.
yeah, ideas for one yourself, or?
No, it's.
You've got that film degree.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but I'm gonna let the big guys, do it. They're in charge.
That was the time, when you mentioned Chris Columbus, that was the time that he was just the hottest thing in Hollywood at that point too.
Yeah, he was just right out of college. He sold Gremlin, the script, and then he got to collaborate with Steven on the Goonies, and of course, I mean, he went on to do the Harry Potter movies. So yeah, he's done very well.
Another question? Yep.
Can I just say thank you for all that you've done? I grew up watching you on TV, and it's just amazing. Thank you.
Wow, you're very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You guys are all amazing.
We'll go over here. Yeah, you can step up to the microphone if you want. Yeah.
Hello, very nice to meet you. My name's Jordan. I love you in the Goonies and every role you played. I want to know, what is your favorite role that you've done? And also, what has impacted you the most as an actor?
Favorite role? Wow, that's hard. I guess Indiana Jones always has a special place in my heart because that was my first movie. I've never been on a movie set before. And I think Short Round is like one of the greatest sidekicks in cinema history. So I love that. And of course, the Goonies is a lot too. It's great too. What has impacted me the most? I think Spielberg has influenced me a lot. Because of course, without him giving me my first job, my life, my trajectory is completely different. In '83, he introduced me to this wonderful world of movie making, and to this day, I love it. 35 years later, of course, I mean, look how beloved these movies are. So I'm just very fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Steven Spielberg has made a big impact on all of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if you look at between him and George Lucas, two guys gave me Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Goonies and all of these, iconic movies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi, Keith. I'm Tracy. Hi. I wanted to ask you, so as a child, how scary was it to see Chuck in his makeup on the set of the Goonies, like the first time you
You mean
saw
Slav?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was when he was in makeup, it was scary for me. And then of course, I mean, the actor who plays Slav, his name is John Matuzak. When he's in makeup, he's in character. So it's still there.